Hello Virgo, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Ellen Dugan Tarot, the Witch's Tarot, that is. It's illustrated by Mark Evans. Yep. And for the supportive oracle cards, the Angels Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Okay, Virgo, let's get right into it here. Okay. My first thought, yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, let's see. What do we got here? Okay. For the most part of this read, you have an overall energy. The Emperor with the Ace of Swords right behind it. So with the Ace of Swords behind it, I feel like you might be doing... the communication, the kicking off, maybe? No, you're communicating a lot more than you're expecting, especially because it's behind the Emperor. I feel like you're more in charge of this than maybe you planned to be. And that seems to be the situation as a whole. You seem to be the Emperor and communicating a lot. I feel like you're more in control of this than you really intended to be. I really do think that's what's going on here. And as you're going into the situation, I feel like the situation is kind of like you're looking at where it's going. You and the person or people you're dealing with are looking at where everything is headed currently. I almost feel like it's like an audit type feel. So you're kind of, whatever's going on, you're kind of auditing where you are and where you think you're going. This is a conjunctive... Why am I using the word... Alright, conjunctive effort between you and whoever else. Why am I using the word conjunctive? I have no idea. We're going forward, and I'm noticing something right off the bat here. As this audit is happening, you don't have any cards on your side explaining how you're affecting the situation, because I feel like you're just kind of looking at it in an audit sense, like what needs to be done. You don't have any agenda going into it. Not that that would be good or bad, but I don't feel like you're like looking to influence it one way or the other. You're just seeing where it currently is. So it's not like you're trying to keep it on track or you're not happy with where it is. You're just honestly going through the audit, like what do we have here? What do I need to look at? Just like an audit is an audit. Like we're just seeing how it is. You're not sure what to find, but you're looking to see where it truly stands. But there's no card explaining that, meaning like you're not going into it feeling like everything's great or everything's not. You're just curious to see where it really is. You need that information to move forward. Okay. The other side, on the other hand, they have the Seven of Swords. They're expecting some loss, and they're expecting to pick up what they can from it and continue on. But it seems like the other side, or whoever you're working with, is expecting some loss. Now, as this goes forward, you got the Two of Pentacles. This is the balancing out of that. I'm concerned about this other side with the expecting some loss. Because instead of seeing where it comes up, I feel like they're looking for it. And I feel like that's more of a problematic solution to this situation. Because instead of seeing how things come back and what's working and what's not, they're trying to find fault with things to move on from it. Like if they can find a couple faults here and there, or kind of like look at things at a certain angle and be like, oh, well, that wasn't the best. They can like just address it that way and move on from it, instead of like looking at it like, did it work or did it not? And they might be passing by things that really were problems, trying to identify problems that they can just kind of mark off so they can move on. I feel like I don't like how that's coming across. It feels weird. Because it feels like it's like they're expecting loss, and they're like it's just like a check mark in a book. Like they just have to like check it off the list in a sense, and once they're done, they can move on and do something else. It seems like it's looked at that way. And you have the Two of Pentacles here, which is you're like balancing it out. I don't feel like you're looking at it in that way at all. But you might think that their view is a little skewed and be a little confused about why they're seeing things as certain problems or like more of a big deal than you are. And I think that's why that's happening, though, because of the way they're looking at it. Like, they're expecting loss, and they're like, as soon as they can identify the loss, they can move on from it. Like, okay, that's good enough. Like, we found something, let's move on. Like that, one of those things. It's just like a check mark on a list. It doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, you also have peaceful resolution here. Like, you're trying to work it out. I feel like you're really looking at it like an audit sense. Like, looking at it like, okay, I see that, but this is why. Like, you're explaining things out. Like, you're really trying to work it out. I don't feel like that's the objective of the other side. They're trying to find something to check off on a list and move on. And they're not backing down from that. Like, I don't know why that's so important, but it seems really important to the other side. Like, they have the Nine of Wands. Like, they're not backing down from that. Whatever they've decided is the problem, they want that identified as the problem, and they want to move on from it. It seems very strong. Okay. I don't know, like, I don't know why, but I'm having a hard time letting go of this part. Because I feel like this is more of a problem than a solution. Because you're getting along, they're not backing down. I feel like you're letting it go. You're like, all right, you have the Wheel of the Year and the Fool. Like, you're like, all right, it'll work itself out in the mix. That's fine. And you have an optimistic outlook. Like, all right, they must know what they're talking about. That's fine. And you just kind of go along with it. And it's like another turn in the cycle. It's fine. And you have a very optimistic Fool outlook here. And I feel like the situation continues on. And I'm noticing the Empress here. But oddly enough, the way this card comes through is like, I'm noticing that scepter and she's holding it back. Like, she's not, like, the other side is not giving. Like, they're holding back, and I am noticing the no with the exclamation on their side. So I feel like you're being pulled out of the situation. I feel like you're being pulled out of the situation. Is that really what we're getting? Yeah, because I'm getting this with the Empress, with, like, her pulling back this scepter. And I feel like the reason it's coming through with the Empress card is because this is actually good for you. But something isn't right here. I don't like this. The Seven of Swords, again, keeps bothering me. Like, somebody is looking for fault. But it's like, because they're trying to bring the situation. They're trying to create this situation. I feel like these two are connected very strongly. Somebody's going into a situation expecting loss. And the way they're pushing it forward, you're explaining why certain things happened. I don't feel like it's as big a deal as they're pushing out. But they're trying to create a certain situation to pull you out of it. That seems to be the whole goal of this. And I feel like when you're pulled out of it, you have the Five of Pentacles. You're not very happy about that. And I feel like you're left a little despondent. It doesn't make sense to you. You also have in the near future, this might happen faster than you expect. But the whole reason is they're trying to pull you out of this situation. That's why this no with the explanation is on their side. They don't want you a part of this situation anymore. I'm not sure if that's working against you, though. To be honest with you, I feel like there's something else that, like, they're trying to put you somewhere else or something like that. Somebody is trying to move your influence from where it is to another place. And that's why this is all happening. This feels very detailed in the sense of, like, somebody's definitely wanting to move you on. They seem to be going into it with the whole idea of this is what they want to do. And I don't think you see it at all. This is very much a political game, it seems to me. Weird. I'm curious. I do read the comments when I can. Life is getting quite busy, but I try to read them as much as possible. Leave me a message if you want in the little comments, because I'm curious, because it seems very, like, it feels like a chess game, like a political chess game in a sense, that somebody or some group of people, whatever, want to move you from where you are to another situation, And the way they're going to do that is they're going to audit this situation you're currently a part of. Somebody's going in. They're expecting to find fault here. That's what they're going in looking for. You are very conducive. You're very cooperative with the whole situation. You try to work it out. You're going with a peaceful resolution. You're explaining why things happen. They're not backing down. So you're just accepting it. Like, another turn of the cycle, that's fine. You're very optimistic. But then you get pulled out of the situation because they don't want you in that situation anymore. The no with the exclamation. And then you're left kind of confused, like a little like left out in the cold, like you're being punished for something that you really didn't do wrong. But the whole reason is, which you're not seeing yet, it's coming down the line, they want to put you in a different spot. All right, well, I hope that makes sense. I just feel like the way it's coming through, especially when the Emperor with the sword, Ace of Swords is at the overall energy for you up until that last part, because I feel like it's almost like everything's being directed like this is all on you, and this is how they're using this to push you on to the next spot that they want. Like, I feel like somebody's doing a chess game here, moving you into a different direction. I keep getting back that same thing. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully somebody leaves me a couple messages to let me know what that's talking about, because it feels very chess game-like. It very much does. And maybe just the fact, if you're aware of it, I'm thinking instead of feeling despondent at the end, you just realize, it's nothing about the quality of work that you did. It's just the weird way this is working out. Because I don't even know if this is necessary to work it out this way, but it seems like that's how it's happening. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.